Hey, it's NAMM 2018, but I have noticed that there hasn't been any videos from the guitars here released by Ovation at NAMM 2017. This is the Elite Plus Contour Exotic Wood Finish, and I haven't seen any videos about that, so I decided I would make one. Now, this guitar has an exotic wood finish because Ovation are owned by Drum Workshop. They have access to these nice finishes. This one is Royal Ebony, and underneath is a spruce top. As far as I know, the veneer will make no difference. The wood finish would make no difference to the sound. And of course, I don't know for sure because this is the only one I own, so I can't compare it to others with the different finishes. Big thing for me with this one is the back. It's no longer the round back, but what they call the contoured back. It used to be, I found, much as I love the sound of Ovations, the round back used to have them sitting like this, kind of looking up at you. This one, with that contoured back, kind of a flat base and everything, it sits just like you would expect it to, whether you're sitting or standing, and that is super nice. The neck. I find this is much more like a traditional acoustic neck. The other two Ovations I've owned, a Thunderbolt and an Idea, the necks were much more like an electric guitar kind of a feel. This one has, to me, a much more traditional feel, which I like. Now the sound, I think acoustically it's a much more traditional sound again. Ovations have always had this really high sparkly sound, which I love. And this one seems to have dialed that back a little bit. I don't know if it's the shape of the back or different bracing that they're using, but acoustically it sounds more traditional to me, which is quite nice. It still has that Ovation edge, but not as much as it used to have. Electronics, it's the Op Pro Studio in here. That's their high-end one, at least unless they've changed it in NAMM 2018. It has the same 3-band EQ. I find on old Ovations I used to do a little bit of a mid-cut. I'm not doing that on this one. I like the mid. I do find that I can get a much wider range of tones out of this than I can out of other Ovations when it's plugged in. And it has two new features. One is what they call an Expresso. As you raise that up, it brings in more compression. And also as you raise it up, it mixes in more of what they call the drive, which you can dial in. And basically they say that enhances the harmonics on some of the notes. And I'll give a demo of that. So let's just do both of them off. Let's bring the Expresso to about midway. And then let's crank that up to full. Drive is still at 0. Now let's bring the drive up to 50%. And then let's crank that up to 100. And they also say it makes a difference to soloing up at the high end. They say the drive gives it kind of a woody tone. So that's it all on the full. Let's just dial the drive back to slightly less than half. And then let's turn the drive down, compression to about halfway. Sound setup that I have here today, I have the camera recording acoustically, I have the mic recording acoustically, and I have the guitar plugged in. And I do really like the new location of the jack, much better than it used to be sort of right back on the bowl. And that's going into the computer and recording at the same time. So I'm about to give you a mix between hearing the guitar acoustically and hearing it when it's plugged in, which is when I think Ovations really shine. When you plug them in, that's when they come to life and do their thing. They're really good at cutting through the mix, standing out and sounding a little bit unique, and I love that about these guitars. One thing I'm not so impressed about was the paperwork. It appears to be the documents that came with it. These appear to be just for the celebrity. They don't sort of speak to anything like how to look after the finish or discuss the Op Pro studio preamp. You have to go online, look up the PDF for that. And the case, I have an old case with my Idea's about, I don't know, 7-8 years old, and the new case just feels slightly flimsier to me. Just an impression. If you just sort of press on the top, the new one just seems to have more give than the old one, which is a bit of a shame. But that just may not be, that may just be personal impression and may not reflect on anything. But certainly for the feel of it, the case doesn't feel as quality as the older one I have. Unfortunately, this guitar doesn't sit quite so comfortably in the old case, and the Idea doesn't sit quite so comfortably in the new case, so I can't really swap them over. I'll keep them that way around. Fortunately, I don't move around too much. So, there you have it. As I say, this is a Royal Ebony finish. Each one is unique. They get these finishes because Ovation are owned by Drum Workshop. and you'll better have a look, see if there's any of the woods that you like. Each one, as I say, is unique, so it's great if you can actually get a look at what your guitar will look like. I got this through Reverb from the Music Zoo, and they actually had a picture of this actual guitar, not just a stock picture. So I knew exactly what wood pattern I was going to get, which was really important to me. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.